Thank you, Mr. Batra. Now I would like to invite Mr. Verdhan to please come and share his views.
First of all, I would like to thank Anurradha ma'am for creating this platform for you and for me also, and for all of us also actually. Because the more we communicate, the more we learn. And I think you people are actually very lucky that you have got a person who is actually creating a huge network for you. I mean, BAG Films have a huge network, and it's a big platform for you. When I was in a communication school, it was all text. It was all text. There was no practical aspect to it. So somehow I missed that, but I believe that you are very lucky guys that you have got such a good platform. So I'll request you to utilize this and work hard. Now let me come, straightforward to the matter. I'm a servicing guy, by heart. मेरे को force किया गया पहले कि मतलब आप change कर लो, अच्छा मौका है. It is always good for a servicing guy to get, if you're getting a good platform in a corporate, तो तुरंत बदल देना चाहिए. बोलते हैं कि टेबल के उस तरफ चले जाओ तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. तो मुझे भी लगा कि एक अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल गया है. इफ़को आया हमारे यहाँ पे कैंपस में सिलेक्शन के लिए. आई गॉट अपॉर्चुनिटी. अच्छा बिगिनिंग था मेरे पास लियो बर्नेट से और उसके बाद मुद्रा से, तो कुछ सीख लिया अच्छा खासा. उसके बाद जैसे चांस मिला आई वेंट टू द अदर साइड. अब हम करते क्या हैं, आप लोग यहाँ पे आई बिलीव ऑल आर जर्नलिज्म स्टूडेंट्स. ओके, नाउ व्हाट वी डू, आप 3 साल के बाद या 2 साल के बाद अपना कोर्स ख़त्म करेंगे तो आप एक जर्नलिस्ट बनेंगे, कम्युनिकेटर बनेंगे. मैं डेफिनेशन देता हूँ एज अ कम्युनिकेटर. बिकम अ कम्युनिकेटर. Don't restrict yourself to one particular category. If you are a communicator, you can change your streams very easily. A lot of people are doing now. I mean, a lot of journalists are coming into this side. A lot of people into this side, they are going to that side. So be a communicator. That's the first thing you should do. Now, when you pass out your course, end of the day, you have to come to us. I mean, us in the sense, I'm a corporate communication guy. I look after PR, I look after advertising, I look after digital, outdoor events, exhibition. The list is endless. So journalism, people interact with more of a PR persons in, in an industry, in a corporate, in a company. Maybe, I am working in IFFCO. One correction, ma'am, I would like to make. IFFCO is not a public sector now. It's a autonomous cooperative body. So, but again, yes, there is a tradition in government companies we call publicity in large. So how to change that? I mean, how to make publicity into corporate communications? I mean, we are not restricting ourselves into PR, public relations. That means only interacting with journalists. अब काम सिर्फ जर्नलिस्ट से इंटरेक्ट करना नहीं है, काम उसके आगे भी है. तो उसको अलग अलग तरीक़ों से किया जाता है. हम लोग एग्जीबिशंस करते हैं, इवेंट्स करते हैं, मीडिया हाउसेस से बात करते हैं. एक बड़ा यहाँ पे सवाल था, वी वर डिस्कसिंग बिफोर दिस सेशन दैट देयर इज़ अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन एडवर्टोरियल advertising and hardcore content of journalism. Lot of, I'll share one my idea. I mean, ज्ञान मैं नहीं दूंगा. I'll just share what my experience says, my 10-year experience says. That people always say that lot of people in the corporate or the top management always says that कि आपको इतना percentage amount PR produce करना है. A lot of pressure is there always. आपको मीडिया से इतना कंटेंट लेना है, अपना इतना दिखना है. लेकिन हमारे सामने भी एक सवाल होता है कि हम में ऐसा क्या अच्छा है कि हम दिखें. और सेम चीज़ दूसरी तरफ भी होती है कि वहाँ पे क्या है. आई मीन व्हाट अ जर्नलिस्ट सी इन अस, so that it's a mutual game. So many times lot of people complain, tells me, अरे यार your thing is perfectly fine, but again at the end of the day it will not run into my newsroom. Because it's a rural, we are into fertilizer business, so it's a rural fertilizers. So ये ऐसा कुछ किस्सा नहीं है. But then I challenge them that okay, that is perfectly fine, but do you have any strategy to sell that? I mean, do you have any idea? Why don't you create a creative idea to sell that issues, to sell rural issues, to sell fertilizer to a common man? So I would like you people to come up with innovative ideas into your journalism schemes. आप जब जर्नलिस्ट बन जाते हैं, जब आप उस कैटेगरी में चले जाएंगे, आप किस तरीके का पैकेज डेवलप करते हैं, क्या क्रिएटिव आइडिया देते हैं? अनुराग सर को मैं थैंक यू कहूँगा, बिकॉज हम लोग बड़े सीखा हमने एक्सचेंज फॉर मीडिया से ही है. आई वुड रादर से भगवत गीता है एक्सचेंज फॉर मीडिया. कोई सी भी इंफॉर्मेशन किसी भी तरीके की, और अगर आप में से कोई एक्सचेंज फॉर मीडिया नहीं जानता है तो मुझे लगता है कि काफ़ी शर्म की बात है. एक्सचेंज फॉर मीडिया एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है, इट इज़ नॉट ओनली फॉर एडवर्टाइजिंग पीपल और ओनली फॉर पीपल हु आर रिलेटेड टू रेवेन्यूज, but it is for the journalist also. It is very important for you people to see what is happening into corporate world, because end of the day the salaries or the revenue is generated through the ads we get in the channels or the print or the magazine or in the digital world. So it is very important to understand the difference between hardcore journalism and what is happening into advertising. What is advertising, what is selling content, what sells, what does not sells. सो ये डिफरेंसेस आपको जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. मुझे काफ़ी सारे लोग बहुत बार इश्यूज आते हैं कि भाई मतलब खबर तो नहीं चल रही है, खबर नहीं चलेगी, खबर नहीं छप रही है, तो आप क्या करें? मोटिव एंड ऑफ द डे मेरा मोटिव ये है कि मुझे कहीं ना कहीं दिखना है. सो व्हाट वी डू, आई मीन देयर इज़ अ वेरी अच्छा एग्जांपल है कि आप क्या करें. आप इवेंट स्पॉन्सर करते हैं, आप इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं, आप एग्जीबिशंस में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. आप जब एग्जीबिशंस में पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे तो आप अपने आप को सामने रखते हैं. इवेंट स्पॉन्सर करते हैं तो एक लोगो रहता है यहाँ पे. तो जितने लोग आते हैं, टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक, क्रिकेट मैच का अगर आप लेते हैं तो क्रिकेट मैच एक्चुअली में जाके मैदान में कितने लोग देखते हैं? बट क्रिकेट मैच में जो एडवर्टाइजिंग जनरेट होता है ऑन द फील्ड, ऑफ द फील्ड, दैट इज ह्यूमंगस. सो कॉन्सेप्ट ये है कि मुझे दिखना है, मुझे कैसे दिख सकता हूँ, किस तरीके से दिख सकता हूँ, क्या क्या तरीके हैं मेरे पास, वो जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. आपको फ़र्क करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. आपकी समझें कि ये जर्नलिज्म है, ये एडवर्टाइजिंग है, ये एडवर्टोरियल है, और ये एस्पेक्ट अलग अलग एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. तो जितना आप पढ़ेंगे, जितना जानेंगे, उतना आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. And the second aspect I would like to focus here is that because you are a first year students, you have to be develop your inquisitive nature inside you, that मुझे ये जानना है. I want to know what is happening, what is the new ads coming, how the revenues are generated. I mean everybody was astonished to कभी किसी ने Google का ad देखा है TV channels पे? रिसेंटली आया है, बट गूगल को क्यों ऐड करना पड़ा? गूगल को क्यों ये करना पड़ा कि अब वो एडवर्टाइजिंग को उसको लेना पड़ेगा? गूगल इज नाउ स्पॉन्सरिंग इवेंट्स. व्हाई? सो आई मीन आई विल नॉट आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. इट्स ऑल ऑन यू टू आंसर. फाइंड आउट द आंसर्स. यूज विकीपीडिया, यूज इंटरनेट. सो जितना अपना ज्ञान बढ़ाएंगे आप, उतना आपके लिए अच्छा रहेगा. और चैप्टर्स बहुत सारे हैं. I mean we can as Anurag sir said, we can spend a whole day into one particular subject and we can talk endlessly. But end of the day you had to understand कि आपको एक कम्युनिकेटर बनना है. आपके पास 3 साल का समय है, आपको एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म मिला हुआ है, आप इसको कितने अच्छे तरीके से इस्तेमाल करते हैं, दैट इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर यू गाइज. I can't say more than that because I think Anurag sir has said a lot of things, and my all seniors are there. I mean I am a kid, I am a new kid in this business right now, so I am also learning from these people, and I'll also ask you to urge you to just listen. So thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Verdhan. Now I would like to invite Mr. Amit Kumar to share his views. Sir, please.
Thank you, Aditya. Good afternoon, ma'am, Ravina, Anurag, Mr. Verdhan. Thank you all. And it's a pleasure to be here. I just had come to office and ma'am said that I should spend some time with you. So taking it from here, I'll just start by saying that if you were to look at this event, It's a great event, and I'm sure Ajit would have come to ma'am and said that we want to host this event. And ma'am would have said, okay, we need to do this. And there would be a financial angle to the entire event. And that is what I'm going to speak about, because at that point in juncture, when this event was to be put in place, somebody had to go out in the market and kind of get a sponsorship for this event, which is, say, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 10 lakhs, I don't know. And Aditya went and did it. Well done. So what I'm saying over here is that somewhere down the line in broadcasting as well, to get an event or to get the channel going, revenue is very critical and very important. And as Anurag mentioned, that there's editorial, which is what journalists or you all do. And then there is advertising industry, which basically has the corporates and the advertisers. And then there is the third element, which is the salespeople who go out in the market and get the revenue for the channels. So having said that, this is what is so critical in the entire gamut of things. Now, how do we go about getting these revenues? So talking about this, see, it's very critical that the journalists understand that when we go out and we're selling a product, or for example, selling a channel, what is it that the advertiser is looking at? He is looking at eyeballs. He's looking at what the person who's coming and saying, I am selling News 24, what is News 24 delivering to the advertiser? So basically, if he is paying me a X amount of money, he would evaluate that how many eyeballs are coming to or how many people are viewing the channel. And henceforth, somewhere down the line, a role of a journalist is very critical in that. Because the more eyeballs you gather, the more revenues I can go out and ask for from the market. So I think that is very critical. For example, today, Arnab has grown huge. And the broadcasting industry or news broadcasting industry has seen an evolution wherein earlier it used to be like prime time sales. Now there's super prime time. When we're talking about super prime time, we're talking about Arnab's program. And today, a person who's selling Arnab's program can go and ask for that extra incremental cost. So I'm saying that that is one thing which you guys need to understand, that you need to kind of be very good in what you do. And when I say very good in what you do, you need to not only understand your aspect of it, which is journalism, but understand the corporate industry, understand the advertising industry, understand the entire canvas. So you need to be very intelligent, right? That is one. Second thing which I'd like to say is that, industry is evolving. And when I say evolving, earlier days it used to be just pure advertising. So when I would go to a client and say that, I need your support, he would say, okay, X amount of eyeballs you have, so I would pay you X amount of money for a spot. And when I say spot, I'm talking about an advertising spot. He would pay me X amount of money for an advertising spot. Slowly it evolved and it became sponsorships. When sponsorships we're talking about, it's like a packaging. You package your entire event and you kind of get a person to advertise and support that. And slowly as it's evolving, it's now moving to AFPs. Now, AFPs are advertisers funded programs, and it basically evolves wherein, content involves the product as well. So nowadays, if you go and see certain movies, you would see, within the scene, a Shah Rukh Khan walking out of a Pepsi or drinking Pepsi. This is the evolvement, and this is the way the media has evolved. So this is involving an AFP in movies, in television, in print. I mean, this is where it is headed. So what I would like to end at is that you all need to kind of be good at what you do, be well informed. I think what Anurag was trying to say over here is being well informed is what is critical. Yes, you not only need to know your books, your course. It is about reading a newspaper every morning, understanding what is happening, where the economy is headed, what is the size. I mean, like Anurag was mentioning, the size of the industry is increasing. Digital is growing at a pace of 35%. I mean, television and all other places are growing at about 10 to 12%, but digital is going at 35%. That's the next place to be. So all the best with your aspirations to be journalists, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Ms. Ravina Kohli ji. Ma'am,
Thanks. I think we're going to look at Anurag's presentation right now. I'm sure you all want to see movies and films, right? Yeah. Let's do that. Press.
Me. You know, I'm in the industry, I know him, and I watch his show like some of you may. But you know how hard he works?
Yeah.
I don't know whether he shared with you how many hours he keeps. And I have to tell you one more thing. It's 20% of promos. And as an editorial person, he puts targets to himself. He puts a target saying in election, this year I want to have 70% of the market share. Because I talk to him as a professional, I talk to him, and you know, I see him saying things that I don't see other editors. Our other editors are happy to have lunch, dinners, and be very powerful off screen. He tries to be powerful on screen. And I'm not saying else is wrong, but I'm saying he works very hard. He puts business targets for himself. He says, and he spends lots of time doing promos. And I have to tell you this anecdote. When the Japanese Prime Minister came, I was invited to Rashtrapati Bhavan like journalists were. You know, I was one of the, you know, I'm sure Anurradha ji was. And I was with a gentleman called Raj Chengappa, who's now the editor of Tribune, used to be at India Today. And then Rahul Kanwal came. Rahul is his headline today. And I have to tell you as it is. And, you know, so Raj and Rahul had worked, and Raj Chengappa is older and Rahul is a young man. And, you know, Raj is telling Rahul, तेरे को नहीं मिला ना इंटरव्यू राहुल गांधी का? So I didn't know by that time, for some reason I had missed the promos. The interview was going to be aired the next day. तेरे को नहीं मिला ना? तो Rahul goes, sir, because he's older and they work together. Sir, मेरे को तो नहीं मिला, वो ठीक है, बरखा को भी नहीं मिला. बरखा को 2 बार टाइम दिया और नहीं दिया इंटरव्यू. I don't know what is true. This is what they are talking. And I'm giving names because it's absolutely authentic, original. And then I got into the conversation, and then Rahul is telling me that, you know, Arnab's got it because Rahul had his own explanation, and probably it is true, I don't know. And then I talked to Arnab. Till that point, I didn't know. And I SMS Arnab the moment I got it for the Sunday. And Arnab said, Anurag, you must watch it. And I, of course, watched it with 3 friends, like I was watching a football match or something, or a cricket match in a restaurant in Defcall at Amici Cafe. We were eating dinner and we were watching and we were commenting on everything. But the fact is, and I asked Arnab, and he said to me, I said, Arnab, how did you get it? And, you know, it was an honest answer, and it was not a pompous answer in my view. It was, he said, we are the #1 network. I am the #1 news channel. He knew he'd get more publicity. Good, bad is a second. In politics, there's no bad publicity. Publicity is publicity. And really, he got the interview of Rahul Gandhi. I mean, and I wrote in a column, at least Rahul Gandhi came for the interview. Good, bad, whether he did well. Narendra Modi walked out of an interview. I mean, I know it's very unfashionable. He may become the Prime Minister. But, you know, I keep asking my friends in media, will it be good for India if you have a Prime Minister like Modi? I mean, I know all of us were business people. I'm primarily a business person. I want the country to do well for various reasons, some for selfish reasons. But the fact is, will it be good for media if you have, look at his track record of crushing the media in Gujarat? I mean, you can't do Vidhan Sabha, it's not, I mean, nobody speaks about it. Everybody is afraid. If he comes to power, you know, and he's a very vindictive person, right? Everybody is afraid. Nobody speaks against him these days. And I'm not trying to be a hero. It's just that I feel very strongly about it. You know, and I honestly, I'm married. I get into trouble. I do what I like. I think is right in my view. I may not be the most. So I'm trying to tell you, Arnav works very hard, and he shunned a lot of things that journalists do. And I'm not saying it's wrong going out for a party. The journalists are also normal people. और एक मेरा चुटकुला है. मेरे एक दोस्त है, उन्होंने स्कैम किए, इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हैं, तो उन्होंने जितने टीवी चैनल थे उन्होंने उसका उजागर किया. तो वो मुझे हमेशा बोलते रहते हैं जर्नलिस्ट और संपादक ऐसे होते हैं और वैसे होते हैं. तो एक दिन एक संपादक है, उन्होंने 1.5 साल पहले एक ब्लड डोनेशन कैंप ऑर्गेनाइज किया, और वहाँ से मैंने अपने इन दोस्त को फ़ोन किया. यू नो, मैंने बोला उनका जो भी नाम है, लेट्स से मेहरा साहब, मैंने कहा मेहरा साहब, यहाँ सारे संपादक हैं और इनका खून भी लाल है, हमारे जैसा ही है. You know what I was trying to tell them? These are normal people. And Mehra Saab, being Mehra Saab, he says to me, लाल ही तो होगा, हमारा ही तो पीते हैं. But you know the original joke. The original joke is a guy called his friend and said, you know, my wife's blood is red. So he says, stupid. Of course, she sucks your blood. That's why her blood is red. So that's the original joke. It was. Point is, journalists are normal people. If they went to a party, there's nothing wrong. I mean, they're human beings. They haven't come from Mars, Venus, or some other planet. You know. And you know, सबसे ज़्यादा फायदा किसका होता है? जब एक मीडिया कंपनी या एक मीडिया प्रोफेशनल या उसकी फजीयत होती है, खिल्ली उड़ती है या क्रेडिबिलिटी कम होती है, वो सब पीपल हु आर इन पावर, वेदर इट्स दिस गवर्नमेंट और द नेक्स्ट गवर्नमेंट, वेदर इट्स ब्यूरोक्रेट्स, वेदर इट्स industrialists, you know, they don't want a very strong or credible media. I think today journalists are probably making a difference. News channels are making a difference. केजरीवाल साहब को you know, जर्नलिस्ट ने बनाया, मीडिया ने, बिकॉज उनसे आशाएं थी. तो मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि आप लोग मेहनत बहुत करिएगा. ये सब you know, आप प्रसून को देखते हैं कि वो शायरी कर रहा था, बट वो बहुत मेहनत करता है और बहुत डिसिप्लिन है in a certain manner. So you know, I'll tell you, when I was in the campus, I used to, you know, I used to do a lot of things that hold me. I used to read a newspaper finish to an end. I was a quizzer. I'm a quizzer. So you know, I like to remember things, names, people, dates. But it all helped me in my business because I can remember my daughter, who luckily is born on the same day as me, and she is good because she's born on the same day as me. My wife wouldn't agree. But point is, she has the same, she remembers everything. I mean, she's 9 years and 7 months, and she remembers things, and she already competes with me in buying books. So I'm saying, पढ़ना लिखना बहुत important है. और RTI, आप लोगों के पत्रकारों के पास एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो 10 साल पहले नहीं थी. आप RTI से इंफॉर्मेशन लेकर के इतना काम कर सकते हैं, इतना जर्नलिज्म में काम. और जर्नलिज्म इज़ नॉट अबाउट टेलिंग व्हाट पीपल नो, इट्स अबाउट गिविंग देम समथिंग दैट डिडंट नो. और दूसरा चीज़ ये है कि अनुराधा जी ने बोला होगा, हम सब जर्नलिज्म में वी आर इनामर्ड बाय 3 C's: सिनेमा, क्राइम एंड क्रिकेट. वी हैव टू गो बियॉन्ड दैट. देयर इज मच मोर टू लाइफ बिटवीन cinema, cricket, and crime. So I will just show you the video if you haven't. It's very, I'm watching it for the nth time, but I would.
Push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius.
You've seen this.
Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Can we run it one more? Can we just run it once more?
Here's to the crazy ones. The misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
So you know, you want to be a journalist, change the world. I want to show you the second one. Next one, next. Just enter. ये डिजिटल डोमेन में क्या हो रहा है तो देखिए हमारे साथ हम सारी मीडिया
Not so long time ago, I can still remember how the big three used to give you the reach. If you splurged on a TV spot, your brand could really gain a lot. At least that's what they told you in the speech. But the digital revolution fell like thunder with every paper that went under. Bad news on the blogs. The industry's gone to the dogs. I can't remember earth I cried when Viacom's lawsuit was denied. Something touched me deep inside. The year the media died. So bye-bye those big upfront buys. Pitched my client who was pliant, but the pitch didn't fly. And all that boys was drinking martinis dry, singing tech is taking us for a ride. Algorithms got me cross-eyed. Did you get the IO form, and can you tell me which ads performed? Wanna make her ask you so. And do you believe in ROI can click through, keep your eCPMs high? And can you teach me how to target real fine? Well, I know that you have low sell-through, 'cause yield is weak for all the page views. You use the same excuse that you can't sell without some schmooze. I was a lonely mad app creative type with some good ideas and a lot of hype, but I knew the picking was right. The year the media died, I started singing bye-bye those big upfront buys. It's my client who was pliant, but the pitch didn't fly. And all that boys were drinking martinis dry, singing tech is taking us for a ride. Algorithms got me cross-eyed. Now for 10 years we've had our networks and gone all the bennies and the perks, but that's not how it used to be. When we sold ads in a magazine by taking the buyers out for 18, and the budgets are now just so damn lean. Oh, and while Warner Brothers was looking down, Google monetized their content all around. The search bar had the might to drive traffic to any site. Sir Martin claimed he knew social, but this inventory he couldn't sell. That's not the story he would tell. The year the media died, we were singing bye-bye those big upfront buys. It's my client who was pliant, but the pitch didn't fly. And all that boys was drinking martinis dry, singing tech is taking us for a ride. Algorithms got me cross-eyed. Helter-skelter, things are really strange. Prices are set on an exchange. Sub-dollar CPMs and falling fast. The cable net claims strong demo appeal. The producer tried for a sponsor deal, but the writers knew the talent wouldn't last. Now, for a while there was some sweet deals. The proceeds paid for some fancy wheels. We all tried to sell our firms, but we didn't give the terms. The buyers began to show some doubt. The offer contained a big earnout. I seem to recall who had the clout. The year the media died, we started singing bye-bye those big upfront buys. It's my client who was pliant, but the pitch didn't fly. And all that boys were drinking martinis dry, singing tech is taking us for a ride. The algorithms got me cross-eyed. Oh, and there we were all in one place. Our business models lost in space, with no money left to start again. So come on, Jeff, be nimble, Brian, be quick. Neither guy's earning much from the click, 'cause search is no way to capture brand spend. Oh, and as I watched users generate without equity. Companies filed for bankruptcy. I saw Sergei smirking impishly the year the media died. We were singing bye those big upfront buys. Bitch, my client who was flying, but the bitch didn't fly. And all that boys were drinking martinis dry, singing Tech is taking us for a ride.